What is your why? What does that mean? Why for what? Do you even know? Do you know why you want? What is why? That's a solid question. Little word, big question. What is your why? Why do you do anything and everything that you do? Well, that is a key element in which you need to understand in order to grow. So, I'm asking you again, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Let's figure it out. Welcome back to another episode of the David Uselton Show. I am your host, David Uselton, and I am so happy, glad that you are here with me, hanging out for another episode. Y'all just keep coming back for more and more, and I truly appreciate that sincerely. But why? Why do you come back for more every time? Okay, seriously though, why? Why is a little word, but it's got a big punch behind it. And a big revelation if you so desire to figure that out. So why? Well, my why starts with, why do I do what I do? Well, I do what I do so I can become the best version of myself, so that I can serve other people at the top of my ability, and not only that I can be a good example, a good leader, and help others get to their pinnacle, to the best version of themselves, to take off their old selves and put on the new selves. So, why? What is my why? Why do I do that? Well, I feel like that's what my calling is. I feel like God's given me that purpose in my life, so therefore, I'm going to do that. But along with that, it requires some other things. It requires discipline, intention, consistency, and amongst all these other different words that really mean something in order to be able to achieve that. But who is tied in to your why? Okay, so to break this down a little bit further, I was thinking about this the other day, and it really just came and hit me like a wrecking ball, like the Miley Cyrus song, except for not as weird. Anyway, so I got thinking about it. You, as a man, approached your wife in the beginning, right? Or maybe she came up to you, but you instigated it. You were like, you know what? My name is Dave. You're really pretty, and I'd like to get to know you more. Or something like that, you know. It's not exactly how it happened for me, but just stay with me, all right? So, you initiated that with your wife. You didn't know she was going to be your wife. You know, you never know what your last girlfriend's going to be until you marry her. Anyway, so, you initiated. Things happen, you get married, you have kids, or some people have kids and get married, or whatever your situation is. But the point is, when you decided to ask your wife out, now wife, girlfriend, whatever, at that point in time, you made the decision that you were going to be the leader of your family. So, guess what? A little bit later, kids happen. Now you have blessings from God, and God has given you a new job, a new duty, a new responsibility, and a new obligation. Not only are you supposed to be the leader and the protector and the provider and all the things for your wife, to serve your wife, look it up in the Bible, but also you've got to raise these children that God has given you. All right? So that, my friends, is the first level of the why. Why? Because God told you to. He gave you a purpose. He gave you a dream. He gave you a desire in life. He gave you a purpose. He gave you a wife and a kids. Wife and kids. So, whenever I go to work, I got to think about this. Because I never know, as a firefighter, whenever this is going to happen. And when that happens, then I got to make sure I'm at the top of my game. For my crew, make sure that they stay safe, and ensure that I make it home to them. That's beautiful. That's my why, y'all. That's my why. Because I have a responsibility, a duty, and obligation to take care of them.
We saw the rock colony.
And I take that serious. So, everybody's life is different. I get that. Everybody has something. Everybody has been called to do something different. But if that's the case, then wouldn't you want to attack your why at the best of your ability? Ooh, alright, stay with me now, I'm getting deep. Because if we're going to do that, if you're going to be the leader of your family, if you're going to be the best husband that you could possibly be for your wife, if you're going to be the best dad you could possibly be for your kids, then you need to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Have you thought about that before? Stop and just think about it for a minute. I'm not getting after no anyone. I'm just bringing this to your mind so you can think about this. Open your mindset a little bit, because this is important stuff. I've had this realization, and I was not living the way that I should. In fact, 2 years ago, 2023, I don't even remember the month. All I remember was I was about dead 15 minutes into a house fire. And it wasn't nothing crazy. It was just a normal house fire. You know, go in, do your thing, put some water on some fire, come back out. It was simple. But about 15 minutes into it, I was struggling just to breathe. I was so out of shape, and that scared me. Straight up scared me. Because I thought about my family. I thought about my wife having to take care of our kids for the rest of her life by herself, because I just died in a house fire. I got to thinking about not being able to walk my daughters down the aisle one day. I got to thinking about not being able to throw the football with my son one day, or working on an old truck, or whatever. Not being there. it really put it in perspective, because once I realized that, once that came flooding into me, I realized that my family is my why. My family is the main reason that I am here immediately. Like, you gotta understand, we've got our purpose, right? God has put us here for a purpose, to serve others within the gifts that He's given us. Well, if you have been blessed to have a wife and kids, then that's priority one. You got to be the leader and the provider. When I say provider, it's not just money. I'm talking like emotional, mental, spiritual support. I mean, you are the support system. You're the leader of this family, and you've got to take that serious. And then everything else falls into place from there. Then you're doing your life's work for others as well. But your main contribution to this world is your wife and your kids. You are the one who went to your wife and said, hey, you want to go on a date? Or just went up to her and said, hey, you're beautiful. I'd really like to get to know you. Or whatever the case is. You started it. You finished it. You had a responsibility, obligation, and a duty at that point in time for the rest of your life. Because if things progressed, you got married, you had children, guess what? You started it. You finished it. Think about that. So, and if you've got to start it and you got to finish it, you got to be there, man. You got to be there to the end. So how are you going to be there till the end for your family? Let it sink in. The only way you can have longevity in life is to play life's game and win. What does that mean? That means that you have got to become the best version of yourself. If this brings you value, guys, hit that subscribe button, the like, comment, hit me up on here. I appreciate you coming back, watching more and more. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. And remember that failure is not true failure unless you fail to see, receive the wisdom and the lessons that are given from the failure. Till the next time, y'all be great.